let's start our revision. Let's start here with how to simplify rational expressions. First, you have to factor both of the numerator and the denominator as completely as possible. Then divide out any factors common to both the numerator and denominator. So the first step, you have to factorize both of the numerator and denominator. Then you have to find if there's common between them in order to simplify. Let's have this example here. Simplify 5x cubic plus 10x squared minus 25x over 10x squared. The first step, you need now to simplify the numerator. To simplify the numerator, how can simplify it here? Who can tell me?
Multiply 25 with 5.
No, I want to simplify. How?
Yes, Miss, will factorize the numerator by multiplying or only cross 10x squared with 10x squared.
So let's take 5x as a common factor. So how did we know? I will remind you. Take 5x cubic. And so take all the terms here now on this side. 5x cubic, 10x squared, and 25x. Then 5 times 3 x's. 5 times 2 times x times x. 5 times 5 times x. Then find what is the common here. We will find that the common is x. So that's mean we have 5x as a common factor. Then take, what did we have in left? X squared.
2x.
2x.
And 5.
Plus 5. Then factorize the numerator. Sorry, the denominator. Here we have 10x squared, which is 5 times 2 times x times x. Then 5 cancel 5, x cancel x. So what do we have now in the
2x.
X squared plus 2x plus 5 over
2x.
Yes. This is here how to simplify rational expressions. You have to factorize the numerator, factorize the denominator, and then simplify them.
Miss, we can't cancel 2x by each other.
No, I told you, remember,
Why?
if they are added, if the terms are added, cannot be simplified. Sorry.
And
Here they are added to each other. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened.
in
Here,
the denominator,
here they are added. So you cannot simplify it. If they are multiplied, if they are like this, if they are multiplied, you can simplify them. But if they are added or subtracted, you cannot. And if you have they are plus sign or minus sign between them, you cannot. If they are have multiply sign between them, you can. Yes, Farah.
Miss, in the quiz, we got like brackets w minus 2, bracket, another bracket, w plus 5. We will ask us teacher to multiply these two brackets or keep it as it is.
No, keep it as it is.
Okay.
Another example now. X squared minus 2x plus 2x minus 3 over x plus 3. First step, you have to factorize the numerator. Here we have a polynomial. We need to factorize the polynomial. We have to open two brackets. Then Give me two numbers. If you multiply them, you get negative 3.
1 and 2.
Negative. No, see, two numbers. If you add them, multiply them, you get negative 3. And if you add them, you get positive 2.
Positive
Yeah,
2
negative
minus
one.
negative 1.
They to be positive 3 and negative 1.
3 and negative 1.
You multiply them, you get negative 3, and you add them, you get positive 2. So negative 1 and positive 3. And on the denominator here, we have x plus 3. It's already simplified. Then cancel them. So simplified will be x minus 1. This is here for the simplifying the rational expressions. Now, let's go to find the excluded value of the rational expression. How can we find the excluded value? Who can tell me?
Here, miss, 5x minus 3 equals 0.
Bravo. The first step, if you want to find the excluded, if I asked you now, find the excluded value, you have to look at the denominator. When you look at the denominator, where's my denominator? It's 5x minus 3. I bring it here. And then find the 0 of it. And let's make the denominator equal 0. Then find x plus 3 plus 3.
3 over 5.
So 5x will be 3. Then 5x will be 3. I want x. So divide by 5. Divide by 5. So x will be 3 over 5. Here, to find the excluded value, as I told you, the first step, look at the denominator. Then make the denominator equal 0 and then find x. This is here. If I ask you to find the excluded value, these are the steps we have to do it. Is it clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes,
Now, let's talk about now the second part, which how to divide rational expressions. In order to divide, let's see the formulas here. In order to divide two fractions, as you remember before, let's first, if you have it as a over b, divide by c over d, we say that we have to do keep the first fraction as it is, then change the division to be as a multiply, and then take the reciprocal of c over d. This is the mean. This is c over d, reciprocal of it, which is d over c. This is now the reciprocal of, it was c over d. Yeah, let's play with it like this. Then I think let's make it like this. It didn't go in me, so it's right, it's reciprocal, which is d over c. And then after that, multiply a times d over b and c. And be careful that b and c will not equal 0. So this is for fractions. How we have to do in the rational expressions, we have to do the same. Invert the divisor and then multiply. Let's have these examples now. They told me now, first step, you have to keep the first fraction as it is. Then change a division to be multiply. And then write the reciprocal of the second function. And then multiply. In order to multiply, you have to multiply the numerator and the denominator with each other. 8 times 10 minus x times x minus 8 times x plus 1 over x plus 1 times x minus 10 times x minus 8. Then let's now see where can I simplify. X plus 1 with x plus 1, x minus 8 with x minus 8. Now 10 minus x and x minus 10. Can I simplify them?
Yes, Miss. Here, opposite factors.
Bravo. They have the opposite factors, which are -1.
-1.
So we have now an 8 times -1, which is -8.
-8.
Is it clear?
Yes, Miss. In the opposite factors, Miss, I will cross them together and I will replace them with -1 only.
Bravo. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Please wait.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Miss, you can rewatch the video. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
You are welcome. Because I need to finish. Now, let's talk about now how to multiply the rational expressions. When you are multiply, first, you have to factor all the numerators and denominators completely. Then you have to divide out the common factors. Then you have to multiply the numerator together and multiply the denominator. These are the steps. Here we have this example. 3x plus 2 over 2x minus 1 times 4 minus 8x over 3x plus 2. What did they tell me? They tell me factor all the numerators and denominator completely. Let's go now to each numerator and each denominator. Let's see now where can I factorize them. 3x plus 2, can I factorize it?
No.
No, how can I know? Ask myself, is there a common factor between 3 and 2?
No.
No.
No. Leave it as 3x plus 2 over 2x minus 1. Can I simplify it? Or
No.
find this common? No. 2x minus 1. Now, times 4 minus 8x. Ask myself, can I have a common number or common factor between 4 and 8?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
write 4 here and 8x here, and then write their prime numbers. 4, which is 2 by 2, and 8x, which is 2 by 2 by 2 by x. So what is the common here?
4.
4. So let's have 4 as a common factor. Then, if we remove these two, what do we have left? We have number 1,
1.
and down we have 2x. So I factorize now the second numerator. Then 3x plus 2. 3x plus 2. Can I simplify it? As it is.
No.
No.
So after we factorize all the numerator and all the denominator, let's now multiply them by each other. Or you can simplify first. that you get the same answer.
So the answer will be 4
So
or
3,
negative 4.
thank you, yeah.
It's
Let's see.
negative 4.
3x plus 2. So I will write, or I will divide the numerators times 4 times 1 minus 2x over 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 2. Now look at them here. All of these terms are multiplied. 3x plus 2 are multiplied with 4. I was multiplied with 4, so that means I can simplify. But you cannot simplify 3x with 3x. This is false. You cannot simplify them because they are added. But the whole term here is multiplied by another thing, so you can simplify it. Then let's come back here now. Then now, 3x plus 2. I can simplify it with 3x plus 2. Is it right?
Yes.
And 2x minus 1 and 1 minus 2x. Can you say they are and have an opposite?
Factors, yes.
Yes, teacher.
How did you know? Look at the sign of 2. What is the sign of 2 here?
Positive and negative.
Positive
And here
negative.
it's negative. And the sign of 1 here is negative. And the sign of
Positive
1
and
here is positive. So we have them as an opposite factors with negative 1. So what did we have now? 4 times
4
negative 1,
and negative 1.
which is negative 4. Is it clear?
Teacher, here there is no excluded value.
Yes, we have an excluded value at 0.5 at x equal 1 over 2 and negative 2 over 3. But if I ask you about them, if I don't, no need to write it.
Okay.
Okay.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
From where did we get negative 1 again?
Here, you have 2x minus 1 and 1 minus 2x.
Mhm.
Okay. Just 1 second, please. Now look at the sign of 2. What is the sign of 2x?
It's positive.
Positive. And here,
Negative.
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 And negative 1 here. It's negative 1. And here,
Positive.
positive. So they are opposite to each other. And once 2x is positive, the other one is negative. And once 1 is positive, the other one is negative 1. In this case, when you simplify them, then you have the same numbers, but in different an opposite sign. When you simplify them, you will say that sometimes if you cross 3x plus 2 with 3x plus 2, they have the same. So you will say over 1. But 1 minus 2x and 2x minus 1, they are opposite. So you simplify it with negative 1 because they had an opposite sign.
Okay, thank you.
Now, let's talk about this question here. Now, by the way, for the quiz tomorrow, I will not ask you to draw. I will give you, like, could be multiple choice. I'll give you this shapes maybe or graphs, and tell me which is the functions that represented by this graph, or I will give you a function and I will give you some of the graphs and I tell you which graph represent this inverse function. Here you have to make a line between each number and its graph. So let's start now with 1 over x plus 4. But before that, let's remember that if you have it as 1 over x plus, it was x minus a plus B. Is that the formula or B and C? I forget the letters.
C and B.
B and, okay.
And
B
C.
and down, okay.
Instead of B is C.
Okay, and here, okay. So for x minus b, this means that the zeros of the denominator will be the vertical asymptotes. And c will be the horizontal asymptotes. So that means if I'm looking at any function here, first look at the denominator. Where's the denominator now? And by the way, look at the sign of A. If the sign of A is positive, so I am on the first and third quadrant. If it's negative, I am on the second and the fourth. All of these cases now, we have positive one. So we should be on the first quadrant and the third quadrant. Then, look at now the first one here. We have x plus 4. So what is the vertical? What is the zeros of the denominator? 1,
Negative plus 4 equals 0.
x plus 4. To find the zero of the denominator, you have to go at the numerator here. The denominator. It's 0 when x is negative 4. So that means its vertical asymptotes at x negative 4. Where is that the graph that's its vertical asymptotes at x equal negative 4?
B.
B, bravo. Here we have the vertical asymptotes at negative 4. So that means number 73 is B. Is it clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now, number 74. 1 over x plus 1. What is the vertical asymptotes here?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Bravo. The vertical asymptotes
It's C.
at negative
C.
1. Where's the vertical asymptotes at negative 1?
C.
Let's see.
Graph.
It is at C. Now, number 75. 1 over x minus 4. So, x minus 4, it's 0 at 4. So, the vertical asymptotes at 4. So, which graph?
D.
Graph D.
D. Bravo. So, here at D. And the last one, 1 over x minus 1. That's mean the vertical asymptotes at 1. Which one? Which is
A.
A. Bravo. Now, in this one here, you have to add or subtract as indicated. If you want to add or subtract, the first step, you have to make sure that you have the same denominator. So, in number A here, we have 1 over 8 plus 3 over 8. Do we have the same denominator?
Yes.
Yes. So take one of them and then add the numerator. 1 plus 3 is 4. Then simplify it as 1 over 2. The second one, we have 5x all over 2x minus 1 plus 3 over 2x minus 1. Look at the denominators now. Do we have the same denominator?
Yes.
Yes. So take one of them and then add
5x plus 3.
them as 5x plus 3. Number C now, or letter C. We have an x squared over x minus 4 plus x plus 12 over x minus 4. Now,
Teacher, it's
here,
minus.
ah, so then when you subtract, you have to check if we have the same denominators. Do we have the same denominator?
Yes, miss.
Yes. And then write x squared minus. Now be careful here. Here they are like this. So that's mean you have to multiply the negative sign by each term. So negative x minus 12. Is it clear?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Then,
Teacher, I have a question. Yes.
yes. But just one second. I
Yes.
want to continue it now. Then here now, x squared minus x minus 12, we can factorize it as x minus 4 times x plus 3 over x minus 4. So after you simplify it, you get the answer as x plus 3. This is when you add them. Yes, Farah.
Miss, if I had like m minus 4 in the denominator, m minus 4 minus m plus 4. So I will multiply the first one by -1.
Just 1 second, please. M minus 4.
Yes. Minus m plus 4.
Like
This is in the denominator.
in the numerator or denominator?
No, denominator.
You mean like they are 3 over m minus 4 plus 4 over negative m plus 4. Like this?
It is, no, miss, it is, see, 1 minus m over m minus 4. This is the first fraction.
1.
Minus m.
Okay, give me 1 minus.
Minus m.
Okay.
Yes. Over m minus 4.
M minus 4.
Minus negative 2m plus 1. Negative 2m plus 1 over m plus 4.
Here you have a different. Here you have a different denominator. So you need to multiply the first one with m plus 4. And you need to multiply the second term with n minus 4. And then here m minus 4. In order to make them have the same denominator. Here
Okay,
you ask yourself, like, do you remember like when you subtract 1 minus 5 minus 1 over 9? You have to make them have the same denominator. You can find the least common denominator, or sometimes say that I have 5. If I need to make them have the same denominator, multiply by 9. And the second case, multiply by 5. In this case now, you have the same denominator.
Okay, means the first fraction I will not multiply by -1.
Now, after you finish, after you finish now, we write them, the denominators, as m plus 4 times n minus 4. And up here, you multiply them like m minus m squared plus 4 minus 4m. And then here you have minus negative 2m times m, negative 2m squared. Negative 2m minus 4 is positive 8m. 1 plus m is m, and minus 4. And then multiply them by negative sign. When you multiply them by negative sign, it's mean you have to change the sign of each term. This will be plus, and the minus will be plus. The plus will be minus, and the will be plus. Then you simplify.
Okay, Miss.
Okay, then you or I mean like simplify them. It's mean like m cancel negative m squared with 2m squared, they will be m squared. 4 and 4 they be 8, and negative 4m, I think like this, over m plus 4. We
And what
have
about the negative
I forget it.
m?
We have negative 4m, negative 8m, we have negative 12m. Over m plus 4 times m minus 4. Then you can simplify it to.
But Miss, if I keep it at that, like
No,
here,
let's
m
see.
plus
We
8.
can. No,
Yes.
we can simplify it here. See, it is m minus 12m plus 8 over m plus 4 times m minus 4. Then m minus 12m minus 8, I want to give me two numbers. You add them. They will be m minus 6 and m minus minus plus 8 and 12m. 6, 4 and 4, 8 and 1. Ah, yes, so you can keep them as it is. You cannot simplify them.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah. Now, so in these cases here, when you add or subtract, the first step, you have to look at the denominator. If we have the same denominator, we can. But if we don't have, we have to make them have the same denominator. Look at this example here. 2 over x plus x over x plus 3 minus 3x plus 18 over x squared plus 3x. In this case here, we have it as the first denominator is x, the second denominator is x plus 3, and the last one so in order to make them have the same denominator, you have to see. Here we have x, here we have x plus 3. Let's now factorize x squared plus 3x. When you factorize it, we can write it as x times x plus 3. Is it right?
Yes, Miss.
I will go now to the first denominator, to the first term, sorry. I will ask them. I have, when I write now them, x and x plus 3 and x plus 3. The common as x plus 3 and we have x. So the least common denominator is x times x plus 3. So I have put them in my bag now. I prepare my bag and I put them inside my bag. Now I will go first to the first numerator. On the first numerator here now, what did you have? You have only x. And in my bag, I have x minus 3. So what I will give him?
Miss X.
Here I have
Is it minus?
plus, sorry. So for here now, I will bring my bag. I will ask him, what do you have? They told me I have x only. That's right. They have x only. So I will tell him, okay, take x plus 3. And since I give the numerator x plus 3, the denominator, I shall give the numerator x plus 3. Then I will go now to the second one. And I come here, what did you have? They told me I have x plus 3. So what did you need? I need only x. And when I go to the last one here, what did you need? They told me I have everything. I didn't need anything. So I will stop here. So in this case now, you make them have the same denominator. Then 2 times x plus 3 over x times x plus 3 plus x squared minus 3x plus 18 over this same denominator. Now, by the way, the period is finished.
Yeah, it finished 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, so I will send you the rest of the video. Then here, let's now simplify it as 2x plus 6. Just rewrite it here first. So then we have it as 2x plus 6, just multiply x 2 by them, plus x squared minus, as I told you before, you have to multiply negative now by them, by negative 3x minus 18 over x times x plus 3. Then now let's try to simplify it. 2x minus 3x is negative x plus x squared minus 18 over x times x plus 3. Let's continue here now. Then here now, what did we have? We have an x squared minus x minus 18 over x times x plus 3. Then ask yourself, two numbers, if you multiply them, you get negative 18. We have 6 and 3. We have 9 and 2. But if you, so there's no, so keep it positive.